So we are meeting with the team from the University of Akron Surveying and Mapping Program. They've just competed in the 2025 NSPS student competition. So tell me what you found to be the most interesting or challenging part of these 2 days, either the monument search or the exercises on the mall.
Well, for me, the most challenging part was definitely the monument hunt, just because of the pure endurance test it was. We walked about 15 miles. Some of us had 14, some of us had 16. So we're around in the 15 miles, about 33,000 steps. We got to see basically all of DC.
Really, I thought the most interesting to add on to that was the monument hunt, just because of the history behind it, seeing the vast majority of the district. But it was also probably the hardest part as well because of the endurance.
In terms of surveying on the day of the exercises, what did you find to be the most interesting or most challenging part?
On the day of the exercises, I thought that we had some issues with the calculations for the GPS part of it. We didn't prepare properly for that. We were practicing doing a different exercise than what was actually given to us. So I think that if we were better prepared for that, we wouldn't have had any issue with it. But that was our worst performance of the exercises.
So speaking of preparation, how did you guys prepare for this competition and when did you start?
We started the very first week of January, the first week of the year, and pretty much after that we met every Friday for about 4 to 5 hours a day. We had some people come in who were past graduates from the program who helped us out with the GPS and the stakeout. Our great professors helped us out a lot too, but we put in a solid 5 hours a week minimum, really, from January until now.
And when it came to the preparation, was it all field exercises or did you do calculations by hand as well?
It was a combination of both. We spent a lot of time with the T2. Again, a lot of the people that came in that helped us. We do kind of like a breakout where half of it would be field outside chaining or one of the other outside exercises. And then we come back in, do some bearing to bearing and traverse calculations.
So did the preparation help at all?
Oh, yes. If we wouldn't have prepared, there was no way that we could do what we did. Like Luke said, a lot of the calculations are by hand. So you're doing old surveying. You're doing things that not everybody does on a day-to-day basis. So you're pulling out old textbooks. You're talking to old people. You're talking, we're talking a lot of work here. So.
And how many of you have participated in the competition in previous years?
Just Zach and I.
Yeah, just
okay.
Ashton and I.
So were you able to provide at least a little bit of understanding about the pressure and the stress that people would go through in the competition?
Ashton?
I think so. Yeah, I think we definitely had a leg up, whereas if we didn't have any returning members. But we are still a relatively young team, so I think we're all very proud of what we accomplished, regardless of how many people we had returning.
So tell me what brought you to a career in surveying?
Well, originally, I think we have kind of a similar path, but most of us maybe started in civil, ended up not loving it, and then found our passion in surveying through friends, through people that told us about it. And for me personally, that's exactly what happened. I started my first semester in civil, found out surveying was much better, switched to it, and I've liked it ever since.
I didn't start as civil, I started as a mechanical. Realized that I couldn't sit behind a desk for forever. I had a large upbringing through Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout myself. And I just needed to be outside, and I found surveying that way and loved it ever since.
I was pretty heavily influenced by my dad, who's a land surveyor in Pennsylvania. I found that I really liked what he did, and I thought it was interesting. I like to be outside, so I decided that's what I wanted to do and do the same thing he does.
I started in civil engineering, and as a part of that curriculum, we're required to take a surveying class, and I took that class and just really enjoyed it a whole lot more than the rest of my classes, so I made the switch from there and haven't looked back.
I would say the reason I'm in surveying is probably Providence, because I didn't want to be here. I never liked math, but when I found surveying, I realized math actually had an application, and there was a working man's math that I could use, and it was very interesting to me.
Yeah, I have a very similar story to Ashton. I started as a civil. Through our curriculum, we had to take a surveying class, took it, fell in love with it, started doing the certificate in surveying, and just fell in love with it more, made the switch, and I'm so happy I did.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming down to visit with us and tell us a bit about your experiences in the competition, and also for us to get to know a little bit about you and your career goals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.